Hey guys, Sunday morning, sipping on some coffee, getting ready to head out to the project house. But before I head out, I just want to give my perspective on this hobby. There's been a quite a few videos released recently discussing the value propositions of certain brands, or what tier that you should be purchasing. And what I'm about to say may contradict some of my previous videos when I've you got to take everything I say with a little grain of salt. When I say like buy this watch, do this, like you know, I may have influenced some of the purchasing decisions of people in the past and present and future, depending on who and when they watch those videos. But ultimately, in this hobby, you need to decide what works for you, whether it be in your budget or your likes or dislikes. I would strongly suggest to try to gather as much information, whether it be from written articles, video articles, actually going into stores, viewing watches from friends or family, and decide what works for you. Because it is your money, you earned it or inherited it, or however the heck you got the money. It's your money that you're spending, and it's your watch that's going to be on your wrist. Don't let others influence your decision on a purchase or how you manage this hobby. So, whatever tier you're buying, whatever look or if you're going to have a collection, which sometimes collections happen naturally, such as mine. This was a fluid process with zero. The way I go about it is I can't tell you what I paid for. Some of these watches aren't mine, but I don't remember what I paid for these watches. That's just the way I go, because I don't care. When I acquire pieces that stay in my collection, they're either gifted to me or I decided to purchase them, and I don't look back. So, and then each piece will have its own memory attached to it, and that's just the way I operate. Everyone's going to do it differently, and just stay the course. If you're already operating that way, continue that way and enjoy the hobby. If you're not having fun, even if you're the type of person which I do it, and many other are serial flippers, and we joke about it on the groups. But if that's what you like about the hobby, is experiencing them all and flipping them, buying and selling, even if you're losing or making money, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Say you buy a watch and you just wanted to check it out, or you wanted to enjoy it for a little bit, and you're going to lose a certain percentage on the resale of it. As long as you're willing to accept that on the front end, and that's all part of the process, then go for it. I mean, many of these are depreciating assets, so that going into it. So, are you going to let that stop you or not? People that are car guys, or any hobby, there'll be certain ventures into that hobby that are going to be, losses, and that's fine. Or if you're the type of person that I personally kind of admire, where you can buy something and then just keep it forever, because that's how you get the most value out of something, whether it be whatever tier you're buying, even the maintenance costs of it as you go. If you're willing to accept those on the front end and address those as you go, you can even prolong some maintenance things. If you have multiple watches in your collection, and say for example, like Jeffrey was worried about, or not worried about, but he brought up the fact that when you buy certain watches, how much is it going to cost for service later on? So, like, say if you buy, $8,500 watch, and that, in 7 years or whatever, you're going to have an $800 service on it. You may or may not decide to do that service depending on the performance of that watch. Also, you can, save that money up for it if that's the type of person you are, or if once it gets to the point where it absolutely needs service, that doesn't mean you necessarily need to do that service right then. You can set the watch out to the side, wear a different watch, save the money, or you can always figure something out if that's the tier you're going to punch in. Personally, I mean, you guys can kind of see, and from the videos that I've made, my comfort zone is a sub 500, and that's where I like to stay. I've tried higher, I've tried really lower, like $10, $15 watches. Those are great watches too. I like them all. I want to experience them all. I want to see them all. I want to, work with people at all different price levels, and just enjoy the hobby. So, anyway, that's my Sunday morning coffee rant with you guys. Let me know what you think. Where's your comfort zone, and how do you approach the hobby, all that sort of thing. I'm just having fun with it, and honestly, this watch right here has been on my wrist, short of last night. I did wear the Orange Monster because I went out with the family, and that's my memory watch, so I always wear the Orange Monster on vacations or memory events, that sort of thing. But when I'm doing manual labor and tearing things up, this guy's been on my wrist, and that's what I've been doing for the last month and a half. So great performer, and I'm really actually embracing and hoping. I don't want to intentionally do it, but if it naturally happens, I would love to see some really good wear on this. I've seen some pictures of G-Shock squares that are like beat up, and you can tell that it wasn't done intentionally. It was just done in the process of manual labor, and I think they look great, and this watch is going to do that for me. So I'll see you guys probably later today. I got a couple of videos I have ideas for, and I want to bust out. Plus, I need to work on that SKX mod, which I've been, I don't want to say neglecting, but I just have not made the time to do it. So see you in the next vid. I almost forgot one thing. One of my favorite things of coming down here and doing these videos.